All right, everything should be right as rain. It is 6:34. Sorry, I was brewing my yerba mate. It's 6:34 a.m. on Wall Street, about 3 hours before the open of trading. It's time to get your global macro on with QuantBox Live, where we uncover the best fundamental opportunities across the global markets. Yes, my name is Wayne McDonald. I am an economist and a trader. So I trade the economy. Oh, hey, that makes sense, doesn't it? Yeah. So I have to track these things. So employment, GDP, inflation. Yep. Market sentiment. Yep. Wayne, what about technical analysis? I love technical analysis. So we got to include that. What about positioning of institutional investors? Ooh, yeah, that and so much more. Love it. So I got to incorporate it into my trades. And so we have all these wonderful tools sitting on the Google Cloud that log in directly into databases like the Fed. And we pull out the data and then organize it in pretty colors and in clean fashion so that you can make intelligent investment decisions. Yeah, before you even open a chart. So QuantBox is a great way to automate. If you don't have AI and automation in your small trading business, you are getting left behind. If you don't have AI as part of your trading, you are being left behind. It's like that old funny duddy that refused to use the internet. Uh huh. Dinosaur now. So, anyways, this is real technology that's being used by the big boys. It's now time for you to have the same type of tools. So, look, there's how we organize positioning retail versus institutional. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. So, anyways, quantbox.co, $8 trial, YouTubers. By the way, YouTubers, you're watching this video like 3.5 hours late. Why don't you swing by QuantBox and join us live? With that being said, let me remind you that trading is risky. It's not appropriate for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, is not necessarily indicative of future results. Please stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term, and never risk money cannot afford to lose. Let me get that going. Oh, my tea, my tea. Hang on a second. My tea. All right. Oh, look at that. I'm faster than the Google Cloud. There we go. All right. Good morning. Let's take a look at the world. Boy, not a lot has changed. Some movement on oil again, but we're up at a resistance area. Gold is about the same. S&P 500 about the same. Euro dollar about the same. Bitcoin. There's a lot of volatility though. Like we don't see the vol there on Bitcoin, but you probably have seen it. Hopefully. Yeah, let's zoom in a little bit. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, 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 boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, just kind of getting a grasp here, right? Boom, 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 boom. Oh, we're losing a trend here on Aussie Swissy and Euro Kiwi. Interesting. Oil is very bullish. Yeah, we all know that. We know that has been for a while. Still really sort of flat data on a lot of these VIX, or on a lot of these assets. S&P 500 flat, yen's flat, dollar flat, yields flat, gold flat, VIX up slightly, but still quite a bit of risk off in the market, especially when you're looking out weekly and monthly. So right now, QuantBox is like, hey, buy dollar, buy yen, buy Swissy, medium and longer term. Okay, cool. All right. Just want to reaffirm Okay. It looks like somewhere around September, October, we have an upward move coming in euro dollar. So move here. Uh, Yen kind of gives back soon. Aussie tends to turn around. Kiwi turns around. Yeah. And then CAD weakens. So we already know that. I've talked about that. So many of these assets tend to start to turn soon in the next, let's say, 2, 3, 4 weeks. So I always want to keep that in the back of my mind. Let's see what's going on in the world right now. Okay. Japanese stock market quite a bit down. US stock market quite a bit down. FTSE a bit down. German stock market. So the stock markets are down, right? Down, 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 somewhere between what, a third and 1 full percent. Down, 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 down. They are related, huh? Yeah. So risk off still in the market. Oil and gold are doing okay. Yen is weak, yen is weak, yen is weak, yen is weak. Oh, that's interesting. Yen is weak. Not by much, but slightly. Cool, because that's what I want. Yeah. In fact, I did a 2-hour training yesterday about how I want to short the yen. So good. It's slightly weak. Can't make much of a big deal about it, right? What, a 1/4%, but still, it's happening. But some commodities, gold and oil, up. Yeah, interesting. Stock market's down. Everything else, generally, it looks mostly negative, right? Like if you look up the average price, it probably looks like what, like that. And then if you erase like the outliers, oops, if you erase the outliers, get rid of them, get rid of some of these, right? It really becomes this way, right? All right, so that's still risk off, bearish. Okay. There's a lot of things in the unexpected categories. The ends seem to be the one that have done okay. Right now, oil is still the biggest winner. Yields are way up though. Like, oh my God, that's crazy. Crazy. This does not benefit me. I actually want these down. Maybe they don't come down this year. Maybe they're high now. Then the Fed comes out and says they're basically done or nearly done or thinking about being done. And if that's true, then these are the highest yields you're going to get on the 10-year T note. So if you want to lock those in for 10 years, you buy them. Another way of looking at it, if yields are up, the price is down. So it's a bearish market, the bond market. Bonds are selling for cheap. So all you need to know is, how low will it go? Well, probably when the Fed says they're done, the price will be cheap enough to be worth it. Once again, if you thought we were going to have 2% inflation between now and the end of 10 years, then it's probably a decent trade. In real terms, you'll have no risk, and you'll earn 2%. If inflation is 2.25, okay, you're up. You're still up 2%. Now you should account for your opportunity cost, but that's a whole different argument. But whatever, it might become attractive soon, but we need to hear from the Fed. Okay. Yeah. Dollar strong, down, down, dollar strong, down. Yeah. So all the stock markets and everything with a dollar, dollar is strong in that scenario like that. Here's one of the tools on the Pro, on QB Pro. Ba-ba-ba-ba, ba-ba-ba-bum, ba-ba-ba-bum-ba-bum. Looting, looting, looting. Here's a little company I used to work for back in the day, back when I wanted to be an astronaut. Yeah, I wanted to be an astronaut. How weird is that, huh? Canadians in space. Yeah, it would have been great. Yeah, the Canadian arm in the space shuttle. Remember that? Yeah, yeah. Every Canadian was proud of that. All right. Fizzle out, huh? Fizzle out on oil. Oil seems to fizzle out soon. So it has a big month, or we have a big month, but oil seems to here seasonally tends to fizzle out. Looks like actually oil's been quite strange, huh? Look, on typical up months, it's down, and then typical down months, it's up. Very big bullish May. Not this May. Wow. Just look at the opposite. This is typically in August. Whoa, just the opposite. Kind of interesting. So who knows? Maybe this year is different from the last. Well, what we do know is inventories are coming down, right? I mean, that's the bottom line. And there's nothing the government can do about it this time. Once you play your ace up your sleeve, you don't have it anymore, right? There's no more ace up the sleeve. So what I'm referring to is oil went to $120 a barrel because we didn't have enough oil. Makes sense, right? So the government during a war decided to burn all their oil to push prices down. And I think, and look, I'm Canadian. I can't even vote, but seems to me it was a political ploy to get Congress reelected. I honestly think that it's not a political thing. I'm not, that Joe Biden. No, no, no. Honestly, I think it was politics. So they took oil out of the Strategic Petroleum Reserve during an oil crisis and during a shortage of oil, and dumped it on the market. Brought oil prices down. Inflation came down. Great. Even the Fed thinks they did something good. They probably haven't yet. Prices came down because we did that. That's sort of cheating. That's supposed to be in reserve. So, like the I mean, just imagine that hurricane that just went through Florida a week and a half ago. Oh my God. If that would have hit Texas and shut down thousands of oil rigs, and we have no strategic petroleum reserve. I mean, that's the whole point of the Strategic Petroleum Reserve. It's not necessarily war. It's like, well, what happens if the US oil industry goes down because of a hurricane? Oh, don't worry about it. We got a couple of weeks of supply. It's not a problem. It'd be a problem if you don't have any. That could have been a major, major problem. Like, seriously, that could have been incredibly bad. You're like, the country doesn't have any energy. So, anyways, you can see maybe how out of whack all of this is. It was down when it shouldn't be. Do you think it's because we were sucking oil out of the ground for free? Because that kind of stuff. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So supply artificially went up. So, anyways, So we've burned through all that oil because that's the funny thing about oil. You tend to turn it into a product you can use. Nobody buys crude oil. They buy fertilizer, they buy gasoline, they buy diesel, they buy jet fuel, they buy, plastic products. Great. So all of that's been done. And now our supplies are low again. And this time there's no SPR to tap. So, anyways, we'll see if we sort of break trend here. Let's say break normality. You see how it's the second half is kind of down. Well, maybe prices stay up. And by the way, You see, generally in the first half, it's up and it gets more and more up. This is because the industry is building inventories. The industry is building inventories. Don't track things like gasoline, fuel prices, and stuff, because that's all after the fact. What we know, and I did this 15, 16, 17 years ago. We went back 50 years, I think, 50 years of energy data and found that June 1st was the peak in oil. And now we have QuantBox and look, it's June. June's the peak. So what's going on there? July, August, September, Americans drive in their cars. They drive to grandma's house for vacation. They drive to the beach. Okay. There's still people that are like, I want to do Route 66. Uh, cool. But the point is, Americans drive, and you need gasoline for that. You need to make the gasoline out of crude. So refineries buy crude in this March, April, May, June period, buy the crude demand and convert that into gasoline. So that now you have high inventories of gasoline and we dwindle those down. And then we buy more crude, build more product, sell the product. Okay. Well, this year's sort of out of whack because we've been tapping the SPR. So when inventories should be going up, well, in this case, when price should be going up, price was actually coming down because we were adding oil that shouldn't have been in that unnatural oil. But can you imagine though, seriously, if the oil industry went offline for a week and a half because it was decimated by the hurricane? I mean, it's a narrow miss, I'm telling you. It's a narrow miss. Where the hurricane hit Florida, I mean, if it was just over a little bit, it would have hit part of Texas, would have hit part of Louisiana, and just taken out thousands of oil rigs. It it could have been a financial disaster for the United States. Anyways, so there's a little speech on oil. And here's what QuantBox has been saying. Cool. Retail's still short. Now, today actually might be an interesting place to consider shorting. Now, I guess I can go into that in a second. But institutional is still very long. Okay. Even when price was down in May, do you remember that? People were asking me, like, why are institutional so wrong? Why are they buyers if it's falling? I'm like, Well, price did fall as we can see here, but I also just showed you the seasonality and it should be going up. And so now it's sort of like working its way up, but institutional bought it and they hold for longer. Jim says Hurricane Lee's on the way. Oh, interesting. We'll have to take a look at that. I guess we can do this quickly in a little bit. All right. Oh, and by the way, when did it turn bullish? I haven't done any training. I haven't trained you guys on this. Sort of my ace up my sleeve. Oil. It's not oil. Oil. Okay. On July 24th, QuantBox went bullish on oil. Oh. What? Yeah, it's showing you the scoring. 444, negative, 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 right? 000, -1, -1. And then all of a sudden 222, 111, 2222, 3333, 444, 5555, 4444, 6666. Okay. So about a month and a half ago, QB said, Psst, check out oil, bro. So let's take a look. July 23rd, was it? Somewhere, oops, delete. Somewhere in here, I think it said. Oop, come on now, drawing tool. There we go. Somewhere in here, QuantBox became bullish on oil. Isn't that nice? Good to know, right? Yeah. All right. So that's that. And you should be riding that 21. Nice little dip today. And maybe you can catch the 5.8 to the upside. And your target is 90. Are we going to go to 90? Not today, but maybe next week. You see, it's possible, isn't it? We don't know, but it could be one of these scenarios. It could be. We don't know. Now, if I switch this up, should I do that? Should I mess this chart up? Let's see. Yeah, it's not that complicated of a chart. Okay, I'm going to mess this chart up. Let's do it this way. Position. Where do I have bullish bias? Let's do it that way. Okay. All right. So here's the first day of the month. We're on the central. Okay. So this whole green zone is basically what I'm talking about. Okay. This whole green zone predicts profit taking to occur here. So that's the one thing that gets in the way. Okay. We came down, you buy it at the 21, hit the target, rejected. Try again, hit the target, rejected. Okay. Here's another buy, and it could go way up here. But just be very careful. We might have this potential to go all the way back to 82. And we're going to find out probably today or Monday. And I would say the up one is trending, but less likely. I mean, it's already moved. And sometimes in September, and really only September, there's only a few months. There's a September and whatever, but September is a month in which you very often can go for R3. I don't even have R3 on this, so let's do something different. Let me put it to all pivots. R3 is 93 and a half. So that's why I'm like, usually we're not planning for an R3. R3 is very unusual, but not for September. So it could do one of these things. Okay. Okay. QuantBox has been bullish on oil since about 75 bucks. Okay. Now I look at this and I feel silly how many times I got knocked out of this, but you see this, you see that wick, the wick here? Chow took me out. This wick here, pachow, took me out. This wick here, pachow, took me out. It doesn't look like much, but on a mini lot, that's significant. On a mini lot, it's the equivalent of 100 pips or more on a euro dollar. These little wicks were like 150 to 200 pip, very quick, volatile moves on oil worth the equivalent of, somewhere between 100 and 200 pips on a euro dollar. You're lucky to make euro 100 pips on a euro dollar, but let's say 150 to 200, that would be an incredible day for a euro dollar. These things happened in an hour or two. So, anyways, I got knocked out of break even 2, 3, 4 times. I mean, I did the right thing, but boy, I'd like to have those 3 trades on this now. But then I would be sweating bullets, right? What do I do? Help me, happy Buddha, right? But maybe I'd be brave and go for 93 and a half. Okay. Anyways. So that's oil. I hope I didn't overdo it. You're like, Wayne, I don't even trade oil. Yeah, you do. You just don't realize it. Anyways, this is me farting around waiting for some up on gold. Come on, gold. So we can zoom in a little bit and see, like, this is what I have going on this morning. Remember, I'd like this roll reversal to hold. And so some down is happening, but then we get some up. Today's going to be some good news, I think. John Williams, where is he from? Is it the New York Fed? John Williams said yesterday, yeah, we're probably done raising interest rates. He didn't say it that clearly, but he kind of, he gave the wink, wink, nudge, nudge. You know what I mean? Everything's good. Things are working. Our work's probably done, I think is what he actually said. Okay. Boo, 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 boo. Lee Margot. Mhm. All right. So Lee, I don't know yet. So let's see if I can change this and get what I need. This is what I need. It's going high. All right. So it's probably going to be a snoozer, but frozen concentrated orange juice futures. And you're like, wait, what? There's a frozen concentrated orange juice futures contract? Did you not watch Trading Places? Dan Aykroyd and Eddie Murphy? Like, what? Seriously, haven't seen it? What's wrong with you? Where have you been? I'm only 30 years old. Well, go back and watch some ancient history. It's like one of the greatest movies ever made. Better than The Princess Bride. I'm sorry, but it's true. Yeah, no. Yeah. Yeah. Pork belly, right? Pork belly. So you got to watch it. I'm telling you. But anyways, yeah, frozen concentrator. It was the Dukes. Yeah. Um. So, anyways, this comes in, and I'm like, frozen concentrated orange juice. Yeah, that's what I think. If it was coming in lower, I would do oil. This one doesn't look like it's gonna. But these things change. These things change. But that's what I'm looking for. Yeah. So it's going north. Yeah, it's going north. Boom, 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 boom. Like this one. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, so it's definitely coming in high. It's probably not even gonna hit Florida. Yeah, so I wouldn't, I wouldn't trade oil in anticipation of that. So there you go. Yeah. By the way, there is a little video on YouTube on how to trade weather like hurricanes. It's on YouTube. Yeah. So I guess that's it. That's enough. Jim says buy peach futures. There's so little peaches in Georgia. It's kind of strange. I mean, they have them. I just don't see them. But maybe I don't leave the house, right? But Justin Bieber gets his peaches here, which is pretty nice. But he gets his weed in California. All right. So I'll leave you to it. Have a wonderful trading day. It's a weekend. You made it. How did that happen? Seemed like 4 days to me. Yeah. So peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May our profits be above average. And hey, YouTubers, pay the $8. Take a trial. It might change everything. That's the whole point of QuantBox, is not to improve your trading, but radically change the way you trade. And that's by making informed business and investing decisions. And with that confidence, maybe you'll let your winners run, huh? Cheers.